Alright, doing a little work on these cases. Let's put some paint on the steel parts, paint the studs. So I got one dowel over here that's going to rust if you don't put paint on it. So I'm going to go ahead and paint it. So, like that on that side and that on that side. So I need to hit from the top also. Learn how to paint and don't get much overspray at all in there. Wipe off that just in case there's some fog on there that matters. Don't touch it, it's wet. Okay, this over here likes to leak. Well, not always, could leak. This is just staked in freeze plug. It's for the shift shaft hole on the other side. So if we take a little capillary action Loctite and put it on top of that, let it set in there, it shouldn't leak. And then it's steel, it's going to rust, so I have to put a little paint on it too. So what I do is I take a screwdriver and I put a little bit of Loctite on top of the screwdriver. Just lay it right in there where you want it to go. It'll flow completely around the circle and seal it. See it's flowing around? Boom, it just made full circle. Okay, it's good. That's all it takes. It'll suck in and whatever it wants to suck in and we'll seal. Okay, now I'll just let that sit up for a few minutes. I come by and hit with shake can paint right on top. A little shot right there of silver on top of that, it'll be fine. Let it sit for about 10, 15, whatever minutes, something. A little while. About 30 seconds. You probably could paint right on right now, it wouldn't matter, but it's best to let it go. I whittled up all these plugs so there's no leakage from them. They won't leak. So that's an easy fix, I like that. Okay, I think I got everything else coated on this case. I already painted the cylinder studs. Even though they're going to be covered, I painted them anyway. Of course I have it. There's no other exposed areas. We are going to put a plug in here and I have to paint that. So I got to do that not too much longer from now. Probably now would be a good time if I got access to get to my plug. There's one of these drawers down here. Let's see. I think it's that one. Yeah, we don't have good access to anything right now. No, it's down here. Gotta move all this junk out of the way to get to it. It's down inside where I can't get to it. Gotta clear all this junk out of here. I'll leave that for later. I gotta plug this up. This is a rear chain oiler. It goes in the cam cover over here and leaks. So all you do is put a pipe plug in there. It's a tapered pipe plug. They're raw, so put a little paint on it and call it done. Just got to figure out where I got some plugs at. So there's a whole big pile of them over there. I just got to dig them out. Okay, so we'll let that sit for now. So I got a little bit of paint on top of that when I sprayed that, so that's okay. Oh, I didn't clearance this for a sprocket yet. So when you run a big 22 tooth sprocket or bigger, they hit a lot of times. Where's my sprocket at? Good question. There it is. 22 tooth right there. So that goes on here like this. So you can see how the chain is real close in here. So got a pretty good gap on that side. It's pretty tight in here. So I got to go in here and cut this across. Now if you're going to run a 23 tooth sprocket, you have to cut right to the edge of the dowel pin. On a 22, this one might just clear, but it's close. I don't know exactly where this is going to sit. It's just in the hole right now, so it might just clear it. But if it's clearance all the way down the dowel, you're fine. If you want a 24-tooth sprocket, you got to cut halfway through this dowel to make room, and then you got to come up here and cut this from like here up to here. It'll eat itself out too. So you can see how that's going to be. If you made this a straight line like this right here, you'd be fine. Obviously there's a lot of room in here, but it's really tight right here. You got to get some room. So it's easy to do that on the milling machine, so I'll probably just go in my mill and do it real quick. You can go down with a die grinder and grind it out, but yeah, the milling machine's easier, better. I'll probably just go ahead and knock this off too, just for the hell of it, just to make sure it's straight. But I got to clearance that out, so I'll do that when I do that. So got some multiple things I got to do still on this, so tomorrow is a good day for that one. Okay, this one here is already all cleaned up. Oh, I had to file that other hole, which I did not do yet. Right there. Yep, that one right there needs to be hit. Now is a good time to do that because I just remembered it. I don't really have to do it because it works the way it is, but I like having clearance so I don't have to worry about things. So the mark is on the bottom over here. I took about half of it out, and there's still a little bit more right there. Okay, the thread marks are gone. That means it's not going to hit there anymore. This side looks good all the way around. Okay, everything else looks good. There was only 2 marks that was on there, so that is now clearance. So it's good to go now. Okay. Just letting it sit flat, so I'm going to lay it over here in this case for now. Find the right spot. Chips all the way down, so that's letting that dry. I'm going to bring this case over here now. Okay. Here right now, a little 3-bond sealer right here on this, and we should be good to go. Just a little closer, you can see what's going on around here. Going to maintain my tube here. As you use it, roll it up. Keeps it from going bad a little bit, because we don't have a lot of air in there. And also makes it easier to use because it's right there on the top. You just push on it, it comes right out. Okay, just a little bit of that. If you lay it upright, it'll sit there. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little layer of that right in there. Squeegee it in there a little bit. Just lay it right in there like that. So you got a nice good layer all the way around, so when you squeeze on it, it'll be tight. You can let that sit up for a minute or so. It's a little bit harder. Don't let it set too long though. A couple minutes is all you really need. Just enough time to get some more tools out. Okay, this has to be tightened up with a socket. And you can see how it compresses as you go in, so it gets harder to hold on to. This socket has not been cut yet, surprisingly. The one has been cut. Okay, this one's been cut flat, so it goes down inside all the way down. So it'll actually grab a hold of that so you can tighten it. See how far it engages? I can tighten it. This one here is all chamfered, so when you go to put it on there, it doesn't have much holding power. It just pops right off. It's barely grabbing hold of it. You can see how it's rounding the nut off a little bit. It's too short, too flat. That's a replacement socket. I finally wore out my first socket after 40 years or something, so 30 years, whatever the hell it was. So, oh well. Okay, this is dried enough. Probably a little more than I needed to, really. Okay, the seal does not want to go in there. So what we need to do now is pull it down a little bit. That ain't going to work. Just going to pull it all the way off. Put the seal in the hole. The rubber. Push it in. That. That one did pretty hard. If that was a new rubber, it might go easier. It might be almost impossible to get in there. We don't know. Clean your hands off. You don't have all this crap on them everywhere. So on that one, I should have put the seal in first, then put lube on it. Put a little bit of lube in a hole, put the seal in it, put a little more lube on it, and shove the part in there. But oh well, that's why you don't do a trial check. Okay. Put a bolt in here. Ratchet. Use the other ratchet. A longer ratchet. Okay, another kooky one here. Okay, so now we got to cut down socket. That's enough tension. You're just going to collapse the washer, so you put tension on, but don't get carried away. So it's like half torque. You notice I didn't want it didn't slip out; it stayed tight in there. It's cut down to fit. Okay, so that's in there now. Okay, this is all inside, so I don't have to paint anything in there. These I like to paint so they don't rust, even though they're going to be covered, but in case he changes hardware down the road, they'll have paint on them. These need to be painted because they're going to be exposed. And all of the steel down here needs to be coated also. Okay. Coating. Aluminum engine paint. It's actually universal silver, not aluminum. the case first. This does need to be painted most of the way because they're going to be open at the atmosphere a little bit. The motor mount. It's not a tight fit on there. Okay, that's all done. The cylinder studs over here. You got to hit it from 3 directions to cover the stud. At some point you got to have a little bit of upper angle or downward angle so it paints the top of the stud. Okay, those look good. Alright. Come over here and wipe across the surface just in case there's any paint anywhere. Don't really see it, but I can feel it, so I know there's a little bit of overspray on there. It's not really showing up in my rag though. This one over here, we'll make sure it's just not on our gasket surface. Don't really care about anything else. It's fine. Don't care about overspray on that. If you want to blend the paint in so it looks consistent, just run your rag across a little bit and it'll blend it. Same color basically. If you use dull aluminum instead of silver, it'd be even closer match, but I use whatever one I'm having. Silver's a little bit thinner, so I just tend to use it more. And there's a couple dowels here, one in the other, just in the other case, and one here. These basically will get sealed on them, so they should be alright, but I like the dowels painted because they can rust. Okay, I think we got everything on this case done on out. So, maintenance is done on that part. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Got set up over here. Room over here. Stack your cases up where they're out of the way. So you got to stay off the parts that are painted so you don't take the paint off while it's drying. Okay, so those are all painted. I got to find the pipe plug on that. Gonna hunt that down. There's some other things to do on those yet too. Alright, so tomorrow we'll work on cam cover stuff. We decided to go with the hot rod cams in it, wherever they disappeared to. Or somewhere. What do I do with them? What are they doing? I'm going to put them back in the box. No, they're empty. Yeah, what I did with them? Yeah, they're around here somewhere. Yeah, the Andrews Y cams. The ones that match the high lift heads and big port job and all that good stuff. So, yeah, what do I do with the damn things? They were out. And those are stock ones over there. Those around it. Yeah. I don't know what I did with them. I thought they were just laying out. Yeah. I'll find them by tomorrow or tomorrow, either way. Okay. I'm a little after 11. I think we got time to put the crank together, so let me get out the crank stuff.